Welcome to my home. If you're new here, my name is Karen, and lately I've been for the longest time actually, I've been getting up in the morning and I start right in with the things that need to be done, and I've really been in the mood to cook lately. And then by the time I would have time to do some baking, I'm already tired or it's time to start dinner and I don't do anything. So this morning I decided to start right away, and I wanted to start with something super easy, so I just took a corn muffin mix and I decided to throw some blueberries in there. Unfortunately, I didn't have any milk, so I substituted for almond milk and it came out absolutely perfect. I'm putting about a cup of blueberries in, maybe a little bit less. They were all kind of clumped together from the freezer, so I'm just chopping them apart with a spoon, and then I'll get it in there, get it mixed, and get it in the oven. I also have these silicone molds. I've used the heart ones before, but I had never used those pink ones you see there that had flowers, butterflies, and little bugs.
I'm making blueberry corn muffins.
Oh, right when I'm leaving.
I know. We're gonna have one to come home.
Thanks for picking lunch.
You're welcome.
Shoot, all my socks are getting holes in them.
Not the worst thing, but not the most expensive thing.
It's just I was thinking of getting other stuff before.
If you've been around, you know I am an early riser, and it's already almost 9:15 in the morning. Well, I was just having a quiet, slow morning. I like to watch Kimmy from the Wads on Saturday morning, so I had done that, and I just hung out on the couch drinking coffee. It seemed like the longest time. Whenever I take my shower now, and I've got my clothes there on the floor, I like to just bring in a Lysol wipe and wipe down the tub while I'm in the shower, and it keeps things pretty clean. When I came down, or actually I was getting dressed and my daughter called me down because there was a big flock of turkeys in the front yard. You just never know what you're going to find. Usually it's a mama deer and her two little babies that are now more like adolescents. But this morning it was a turkey, or a flock of turkeys. Last night I had gotten a grocery order put in, and I know it's about to arrive. So I was getting everything wiped down to prepare for the groceries. This was truly a slow-moving day. The grocery order was due to arrive between 9 and 10 in the morning, and usually it's a lot closer to 10 than it ever is to 9. I don't even know why they give you the 9 to 10, because they should just say 10. I mean, it would make more sense. So here is my Leo. I had gotten one of these body armor drinks for free. I haven't actually tried it yet. It's an electrolyte, so I'm kind of excited to get to try that. Leo loves grocery bags. He likes to chew on the little handles there. In the state of Maine, you pay 5 cents per bag. And it's funny because now they have these short little bags, which probably is so the Instacart person doesn't, I don't know, hurt their back or something. I'm not sure. So this is kind of a behind the scenes, when you do a grocery haul and you're a YouTube content creator. You put it all out at once so you can go through and tell everybody what you got. Well, Ava is sleeping in the next room over, and it's not soundproof at all. So we're going to do a little voiceover kind of silent haul for you today. But I had done a grocery order a couple days ago, but it was just a very small one to get us through to payday. So this is more of my weekly shop. And then my husband Robin also went to farmer's market, and he got me a big bag of carrots, or I should say he got us, and a bag of salad. And he also got, let's see, oh, I know, he got some fresh pork, kind of like pork sausage as well, because they have meats and they have eggs and honey and that sort of thing too. But I'm just getting everything kind of put out on the island, and then I'll show you individually everything I got as I put it away. Saturday is my absolute favorite day of the week. At most, we need to get one or more girls to their jobs or activities, but usually it's a pretty quiet day. In fact, my husband Robin has left and he brought Yvonne to work. So I'm taking care of these things, and then when he gets home, I'll have them out of the way and we can have our Saturday. It's just a slower day, or a day when you don't feel so bad to go slow. So I did really enjoy this Saturday going slow, watching some favorite TV. I meant to do something with this canned pumpkin, but it is going to wait for another day. I'm going to make a vegan pumpkin bread that I will show you, and then I'll do something for all those that are not vegan and are able to eat gluten as well. I love Saturday mornings for watching my favorite YouTube channel, for looking at some books and doing a little bit of reading. Sometimes we'll take a walk. Sometimes we might bake or cook. Oftentimes my husband is making dough, although today he got to be the taxi cab bringing Yvonne to work. But, you know, it's just a slower, no pressure day, and it's just so completely relaxing. When I put groceries away, I like to start with the freezer section for obvious reasons, just so things aren't melting. They've already been in the back of someone's car because I did get delivery. So I got myself some salad shrimp, great low carb supper, and whole white corn. My family's been really liking the sweet white corn. I got cauliflower, riced cauliflower for pizza, and then those are my daughter Rachel's vegan bagels. I usually get 2 packages, one for the freezer and one for the fridge. And then, you know, when she finishes one, we can get one to replace that one. And I forgot to put the popsicles away. Those are my guilty pleasure, the sugar-free popsicles when I really need something. I also find it very grounding when I'm anxious to have a nice icy cold popsicle. We got some grapes. The green grapes have been super good, and Yvonne is obsessed with grapes. I got a European cucumber for Rachel, and then you'll probably see it here in a minute, hopefully next. I got myself 2 regular cucumbers. She needs the European because she can't digest the seeds. I don't mind the seeds, and the regular cucumbers are only 2 for $1. Then I love that Veggie Lovers salad, and then I add even more veggies to it as well. It's definitely a go-to. Just throw some protein on it and you're done. I got a package of tofu for Rachel. She usually goes through 2 packages of tofu every week. She is a tofu lover. And then there's my 96% ground beef, fat-free, 96% fat-free, and then the 99% fat-free ground turkey. Those are my 2 favorites. I and my daughters both have a hard time with ground beef if it's not the 96%. And then Yvonne loves her country crock. Those are the bagels for Rachel that I put in the refrigerator. Now, Yvonne loves the country crock. Rachel does the vegan earth balance butter, and then Ava loves real butter. But honestly, they eat the same amount of butter either way, so each one just lasts longer. It's not that big of a deal to me. And then the individually wrapped chicken, because oftentimes if we're having something Rachel can't eat, we'll just defrost her a piece of chicken and she'll have that with some vegetables. And then we go through a good deal of eggs, probably a couple dozen a week. I already had a dozen and now I have an additional one. This is the reduced fat mozzarella that I like to use when I am making myself a cauliflower pizza or anything that I am doing that requires mozzarella cheese. Then I had got some broccoli crowns. I didn't get too much because we have some in the fridge. So that will be enough for our whole family between that one and what I have left over in the fridge from the previous week. We do love to roast broccoli. And then I am loving getting Parmesan cheese. I like to grate it on top of my salad. There is the extra cabbage. I had one I started in, and then we got another one because the price is really good right now. And we did do a cabbage recipe for supper on this night. So I also was running out of spices, as we often do. So I had to get onion powder and then parsley. And lastly, I think, is it chili powder? Nope, paprika. We are running low on those. We also use a lot of chili powder and we use a lot of cumin. So I always have to keep track of our spices and herbs. Pretty much we don't have much in the house that we don't use consistently. I would say maybe pumpkin pie spice, which we'll be using. I'm not going to buy actual pumpkin pie spice because I have all of the spices that go into it. There's our buttery caramel. So I will just do my own pumpkin spice mixture because I do have like nutmeg, ground cloves, and cinnamon. So I don't need, So here I am filling up the K-cup holder. I love having this. This is I do want to move those cookbooks. I keep saying I'll do it, and then I'm waiting for a video to do it, and then I forget to do it. Oh my goodness. But I'm getting the K-cup holder filled. So what was I going to say? I do want to move the cookbooks, but I do like having the K-cup holder there because my coffee maker is right there as well. And then there's our favorite gluten-free pasta is that jovial. We have tried every gluten-free pasta there is. This one holds up very, very well. Next up is chicken broth, and I like the Nature's Promise organic chicken broth. The price cannot be beaten for an organic chicken broth. So it's one of those things where if it's going to be such a great deal, why not just go for the organic instead of messing around for anything less than that if it's at such an affordable price. And then we needed some flour, so I just grabbed some all-purpose flour. One of these days, I'm going to make myself a sourdough starter. But we're not supposed to eat bread, but I see all those sourdough breads happening on channels and I'm just jealous. There's pumpkin. I bought the least expensive kind because honestly I just need pureed pumpkin. I'm going to add my own spices to it, and I'm not ready to make pumpkin pie yet, but I am starting to collect some pumpkin recipes, so look forward to that. I'll definitely share those with you. I'm really not one to stock up, but when black beans are 25 cents a can that week because you have a coupon, every time I'm buying anything, I'm buying one can to utilize that coupon again. So that was 25 cents, and we're just going to have to use those up. I got one bag of the snack carrot sticks. That's another thing that Yvonne particularly loves. I got us some freezer bags. That's something else that we tend to go through quickly. And the funny thing is we hadn't had the quart size in a while. And so when my husband came home from dropping Yvonne off at work, he's like, good news, I got freezer bags. And I was like, good news, so did I. So I need to be more forthcoming in what I've bought. But I know it's going to get used up, so it's not that big of a deal. Another thing we doubled up on that day was he got parchment paper and I got parchment paper. But again, that's something that we always are using, so it'll definitely get used up, especially with fall baking. Isn't it amazing? Oh, there go 5 pounds of potatoes. Another thing that is at a really good price. And then I got 2 bags of Tostitos and a bag of caramel rice cakes, the mini ones. I was going to say, isn't it amazing all the liners we have today so we don't have to wash our dishes? So there's some organic dried mango Rachel loves, and then we can't leave out Leo. He loves these delectable salmon and tuna. It's the wet treat. Woozy does not like wet treats, so those irresistibles that were in there, he likes a soft treat, but not the smushy wet ones. And then I got paper plates, actually by mistake, and some avocado oil. I meant to get the smaller paper plates for the cat food because I feed them on paper plates, but somehow I said 8-inch. What was I thinking? So we'll just enjoy having some paper plates around. I decided I get this finish for the dishwasher, and I decided to dump out the old ones and then put these new ones on the bottom. It probably wasn't necessary. And then as I was doing it, I was thinking about those channels where they do the decanting, and all of their stuff fits perfect, and I was determined this wasn't, or I was thinking, see, I'm taking some out because I'm thinking, oh, this isn't all going to fit. But the funny thing was, it did all fit. So I was like, oh, I'm like one of those cool TikTok people that puts things in a container and it just magically fits, because look, it magically fits. And that's one of the reasons I don't decant, is I don't want to have to always be dumping out whatever's old, putting the new on the bottom, putting the older on top. You know, if you had cookies or any kind of snack or cereal, it just seems like a lot of work because life rarely fits the way you want it to. Kind of like I was afraid this was just a foreshadowing. I could not get the heart one out. It completely fell apart. But this is an older silicone. I don't know what. I know I oiled it plenty. So look, there's the heart-shaped one. My husband volunteered to go ahead and eat that one because the ones that were in the pink molds came out beautifully, but I had overfilled them, so they rounded up. So this is the butterfly. So you can see, you know, the design and everything on the other side, but on the side that bumped up, it's just kind of like, what is that even? So there's the flower. And so I was testing these out. I'm going to bring them to my grandkids the next time I go so we can do something together. So this was so funny. This is a bug, and it was kind of fat on both sides. I'll show you one again. There's another flower. So these ones in the pink mold came out like a dream, and I know I got them at Michael's, but this is the funny thing. Since it bumped out on both sides, he kind of had a fat little belly and a fat little butt. And then there's the other butterfly. So when my youngest Ava got up that morning, she was able to have these blueberry corn muffins, and my husband had one as well. And then there was a couple left over in case Yvonne wanted them. This would work with any corn muffin package. You know, talk about semi-homemade. And that jug with black liquid in it, that's actually cowboy coffee my husband likes to make. And he makes it on the stove, and then he stores it in the refrigerator. And I actually enjoy it too, because I use it kind of like if you bought a concentrate. Just like that, the morning was over. It was a great, slow, and partially productive morning, and I hope it encouraged and motivated you. Remember, as always, God loves you, I love you too, and I can't wait to see you next time.